In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how you can smash your goals for 2022 from personal to business as well, and just some of the strategies I'm going to teach in this video I used last year to actually break through the threshold of 5 figures in a day in my business. If you're new to the channel, hi, my name's Rob. I'm an entrepreneur in the UK, and on this channel I explore tools, strategies and techniques of how to build an online business and how to live a better life. Now let's get into the meat of the video, which is goal setting. I'm going to break this video down into a few parts, reviewing last year's goals, creating new goals for this year, and breaking down actionable steps for them as well. So hopefully you learned something from this video. It's going to be packed with information, packed with gems. You might want to watch it a few times, actually get some paper as well, make some notes. Now, we cannot set goals for next year until we review our goals from last year, determine if we succeeded in them, and determine what went wrong as well. Now, it's always tough coming into the new year because you have to kind of face the music and realize that, you know, sometimes you just didn't do a good enough job last year. Sometimes things were out of your hands, and you have this almost this weird pain inside knowing that maybe you should have tried a bit harder in some places. Maybe you should have done a little bit better. And humans kind of live with this guilty conscience of coulda, woulda, shoulda. And living in kind of the past as well. But as long as we kind of rationally look at what's actually going on in our situation and sit back almost like a scientist and just be like, okay, this didn't work, this did work, let's break it down, what can we do better, how can we make it work? And look at it in almost like an unemotional lens like that, things can rapidly take off and you can rapidly improve on your goals. So let's get straight to it. Here are my 2021 goals. Now I have tons and tons of goals for 2021. This is only some of them. And these are some that I just want to talk through. We've got business, we've got personal. Now, in my business last year, I repivoted the whole lot. And one of my goals was to have a 5-figure month. Did I do this? Yes, I did. Second goal was to have a 5-figure day. Did I do this? Yes, I did. Now, that is through I didn't just wake up and suddenly one day have a 5-figure day in my business. I've been working on my business for years. I've been learning so much about business, so much about sales, so much about marketing, and this is the compounded effort over time that is starting to pay off now. So, if you haven't kind of achieved this level here, don't feel bad. I've put a lot of training and a lot of practice in to get into this level. Objective number 3 was to have a 100K month. Did I do this? No, I didn't. And I didn't for a few key reasons. Just last year, I completely repivoted my business. I repivoted my business because I took a look at the marketplace and realized it was getting way too busy with people who offered the same service as me. If you don't know what I offer, I help businesses with LinkedIn. And in 2019, to put this into perspective, there was only 1,000 people worldwide, according to the data, that did what I did, which is help businesses generate leads through LinkedIn. And fast forward to 2021, when I looked at the data then, there was 100,000 businesses, literally 100x'd, who are offering services to businesses, helping them generate leads through LinkedIn. This is called supply and demand. And what happens to them, and this happens everywhere, right? It happens with Bitcoin. It happens with, friggin' anything, right? If people start to hear that something's a good place to be, they will go over there. It's like a self-interest thing. The qualified or the unqualified will go over there. Some people will start working in the market when they have little experience, which creates bad client experiences for other customers, creates a bad taste in the market. Other people, they're experienced in it and they move over as well. But either way, the supply goes up over time. I knew this, I knew it was getting busy. So what I did was completely repivot my business, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But as a consequence, I didn't have any momentum. And this was always a stretch goal in a way to achieve 100 grand in a month, but I didn't have any momentum. I was figuring out, there was a lot of strategy, there was a lot of thinking as well. And as a consequence, I fell short. So I think that's probably a good place to start in terms of goal setting next year. I want to have a 100K month. To say I've pretty much done it, right? So we're going to keep that in for 2022. All right. Hire last year. Did I hire? Yes, I did. I've got somebody which is helping me now, which is fantastic as well. This was also a goal. And I actually, because I've got experience hiring in previous jobs, I actually had a relatively easy time with it. I didn't come into the marketplace with struggles like other people do. So I hired. So that's brilliant. So we can get rid of that goal. Will I hire again this year? I don't know. Maybe I'll need to, maybe I won't. We'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. So what have we got here? Let's get rid of this goal. This was achieved. We've got a 10K day. We achieved that one, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to up this now because I've achieved it to a 30K day, because you never want to get comfortable with goal setting. The moment you start get comfortable is the moment you start not pushing yourself, and the moment you start not pushing yourself is the moment you start going backwards, right? Weirdly enough, you know, just because you're a monster one year and you achieve all these goals doesn't mean it's always going to stick like it. This is why you see a lot of athletes actually, you know, make it really big. You know, a lot of fighters win really big like tournaments or win like a championship or something like that. And then suddenly they fall off when they get money. So you always want to be pushing the goals and keeping them higher and higher and higher, because it keeps you hungry that way. So we got two different goals here for 2022. Now that's just reviewing 2021 on that side. In terms of personal, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube I set for myself. Did I do this? Absolutely no way. In fact, I ended up with 297 at the end of the year. We'll cover this again in a minute. Did I get engaged last year? Yes, I did. It was one of my goals to actually get engaged to my girlfriend and find out such a nice ring, and I actually did. We got engaged over Christmas time, and that was like just a personal goal of mine. I wanted to practice long form speaking. I wanted to get better at this. Yes, I did practice it. I practiced hours and hours and hours of it. Get braces. I actually got braces. If you see and look back at my old videos, I've got a gap between my teeth there. Now I'm actually wearing a retainer. I've got further work to get done, but I got braces. Cost me a bomb to do this, right? But yeah, I got braces as well, a personal goal. And the next goal, did I put on 9 pounds of muscle? That was a goal for myself next year. Did I do this? No, I didn't. I put on 5 pounds of muscle. I drastically underestimated like how much muscle I could actually put on given like my experience in the field of like weightlifting and things like this. So like once you've been weightlifting for a few years, you just can't put on that much muscle in a year. Like your body's kind of used to it. You have to work like really hard to do it as well. And it doesn't matter if you bulk, your body's only going to just reach its like genetic potential of the amount of muscle it can actually put on. I underestimated that. I thought I'd be able to put on 9. I only put on 5, so I failed it. I still did as best as I could though, so that's something which I can take away from this. I can't like criticize myself there. Did I move home? No, because of the events in the world. We didn't move home last year. What a nightmare, eh? So there's a bunch of different goals which I didn't achieve here. Now let's look at what I can do to actually reset these goals and make them more achievable. Let's take off the ones we succeeded in first. So we succeeded in that, practice long form speaking as well. Okay. So I had 297 subscribers last year. And I did that from completely scratch, didn't know anything about YouTube either. So it's okay, but it's not 1,000, right? Now I know from working with YouTube over a year now, I cannot carry on with this same strategy and expect to kind of blow up and get more followers on YouTube. I just can't do it, right? I know that like people who have a tendency to watch my videos, and I know this from the messages you send me, really enjoy them. They find them super informative. They think they're very much kind of like Sam Ovens. They think they're very much kind of like Ty Lopez, like in the type of information that they get across. They think they're very much like, you know, very entrepreneur action-based stuff which they can use. With that said though, that does not reach a broader audience. And I know that people who watch my videos have a tendency to watch them all the way through. However, very few people actually watch my videos. And the reason why is because they don't really click on them. I need to basically repivot my YouTube strategy this year. Repivot, it's embarrassing. And I need to make my stuff more clickable. I'm going to use a little bit of clickbait as well. I know some of you guys absolutely hate that, but unless I use some clickbait stuff, and then I actually give people a value on the video, people actually won't watch the video. And I think it's fine to give people clickbait stuff if you actually give them the value as well. So that is one of the things I'm going to do. I'm also going to up this goal as well to 20,000. So how can I reach 20,000 if I made 297 subscribers this year? Well, I'm actually going to post more frequently. I'm also going to improve the quality. I really like YouTube as a platform, and the reason why is because I like talking on camera. I like talking in general, like I'm a social person, I'm an extrovert, so I actually like talking. So repivot, make it more clickable, post more frequently and improve quality to get to 20,000 subscribers. That is a personal goal of mine next year. So I could spread information, spread knowledge. Put on 9 pounds of muscle. Well, I don't think it's actually realistic to put that down there. So I'm going to put on 5 pounds of muscle this year. It might actually be a bit less now because I've got even more muscle on me. So we're going to put that on down. Move home. I plan to move abroad this year. We plan to go to Spain first. Then we plan to go to, where are we planning to go to? Florida, I think Florida. We got Florida, Hawaii, and then Puerto Rico. Now, with Brexit and everything going on and like the events in the world at the moment, I don't know how realistic it is to do that. I'm gonna try and do it, but you know, getting visas and things with Brexit is like a frigging pain. So if you're watching this video right now and you know some tips or techniques or, you know, or things I should be aware of if I'm planning to move abroad, please, please, please let me know. We're going to live for a few months here, live for a few months here, live for a few months here, live for a few months here. Spain, Florida, Hawaii, Puerto Rico. So you can see now, just on the personal side of things, how I've managed to break down this goal into action steps. One of the most potent ways to achieve your goals is actually to reverse engineer them. So I'm not going to reverse engineer all the goals I've just set out for myself, but what I am going to do now is reverse engineer one goal so you can see what I'm doing. So one of my goals was to have a 30K day. Okay, where am I right now? I am at the 10+K day. Okay, so what do I need to do to get there? So I either 3 times my level of activity, which took me to get to that. So how could I be doing this? I could be having more combos with potential prospects. I could be pitching more often, doing more sales videos, sales content. Okay, I've got to reverse engineer some of the things which worked for this goal and then times it by 3. All right, so sales videos, more content. We could be getting help with hiring. Okay, getting help with automation and systems. I know a few people who can help me with this. Okay, so now I've got to really break down like what it's going to take me to get from 10K a day to 30K, sorry, here. I either times the effort by 3, in which case I'd need to multiply myself, or I do something which is way higher end here. So I could do a mastermind. I think I'm in a position to do a mastermind now. So higher end, mastermind, look at what type of clients I'm selling to, potentially shift the focus of my ideal clients. What else could we do? Or, you know, even add these together here. I could do a launch. I could do a webinar. I don't do webinars actually. So like a webinar / event. All right. So there's a ton of different ways that I can get from this to this. And what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to set a specific path. Try it as fast as I can and then move on to the next one. Set a specific path with this. All right, I'm going to increase my conversations. I'm going to, you know, get some help with that as well. Okay, that didn't work. I'm going to move on to the next one. It's all about moving fast. If you look at any billionaire or any like high-end millionaire as well, you'll see that these guys move very, very fast. And that's exactly what I need to be doing as well if I want to kind of achieve that status. So that is how you break down a goal here, and that is how you make it more achievable. Now you can do this for your business, you can do it for your personal goals. You know, you want to put on 5 pounds of muscle. How much did you put on last year? Well, you put on 2 pounds of muscle. So you know how to put on 2 pounds of muscle. What do you do there? Well, what wasn't working there? You know, was it your diet that wasn't working? Was it consistency? What was the key problem, the key bottleneck here? Reverse engineer it, flip it around, set some actionable goals to stop yourself from doing that, and then move forward with it. And same with like, you know, subscribers or followers as well. If followers are your thing, I know like a lot of people like followers on LinkedIn. So how do you reverse engineer this? Well, you can look at what got you 100 followers last year. And then, you know, if you want to get 300 followers this year, you can then reverse engineer it times 3, make your actions more potent, or look at like what's the big lever that you can actually pull to increase that without doing all these small actions. So maybe it's a bigger lever here, right? There's all sorts of different ways to reverse engineer your goals. So if you are setting goals this year, it's highly, highly important that you actually set yourself a path of how you get there, because you don't want this to be just another year where you turn around and look at your goals and you're like, oh, I didn't achieve any of those. You know, I didn't. It's just tough. It's just a tough thing to have to deal with each year. So, hope this video was really helpful. Let me know in the comments below if it was, and have a great one. Take care and see you in the next one.